It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Well, hello, everybody. It is the EG Tax Hour on WBEN. This is not Esther. This is Chris Fabian from EG Tax. I'm joined in studio with my beautiful wife, Tiffany.
Hey, happy Saturday. What a perfect day today.
I was going to say, what a gorgeous Saturday it is.
Oh, my gosh, what a perfect day.
It's crazy. It's beautiful. Got all my yard furniture put away.
Which is happy and sad.
Yeah. But we're here to help you with your tax needs for this hour. If you have questions on the big, beautiful bill, on your RMDs, anything you have related to taxes, we're here today for you. As always, you get free tax help. You can't beat that. And
it's so funny. Sorry to step on you. Esther's
fine.
going over she's writing commercials for the upcoming tax season, and she's just talking about all the complexities of the tax code. And so I just made me think about it when you talked about free tax help, because it's very confusing, you know?
Yeah, and believe it or not, what they're saying is a lot of the free tax help itself is going away this year.
Yeah. I put something into ChatGPT the other day, and ChatGPT said, I'm not sure. I'm referring you to this website. Go to this website, and maybe the answer is there, you know?
Yep. But if you got questions, give us a call here in studio, 716-803-0930, 716-803-0930. You can text in your questions to the same number. We'd love to help you. And I guess we could say we're still continuing our summer series / fall. Today we're joined in studio with Brian Ferracci, who's a specialist in healthcare.
Hi, thanks for having me on today,
for
guys.
health insurance specialist.
Health
How
insurance, yeah, that's good.
Don't call and say, hey, I got a headache and I got this. He can't help you with that.
Yeah, health
Tiff
insurance
could, but-
plans only.
Yep. We'll talk about anemia and Graves' disease and stuff like that.
Yeah, but open enrollment has started for Medicare, and it's very confusing. I say this all the time to my clients. When you get older, life should get easier, and with Medicare changing every year, it gets harder and harder. Wouldn't you say, Brian?
It's a good thing that we make Medicare easy at the financial guys, so we can take that burden off your shoulders for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a patient today, this morning, and he's trying to find out which healthcare plan he's thinking about switching, and he was thinking about Aetna. I said, I have no idea. I cannot give you any advice on which healthcare plan that you should or should not. I talked to him about talking to a healthcare navigator was my suggestion, because that would be, it's so complex, but he will not, and he's going to figure it out himself, he said. So.
Yeah, all the power to him.
You get what you pay for, though. Not that you pay anything with the financial guys to get the help.
There's no charge at all. We're not allowed to charge by law. So like you guys, everything is free advice, free services.
I might as well ask you this question, because this was his concern. He goes, they're driven by commission, and so they're not going to give me the best advice because they're driven by commission, is what he said.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the truth. I very rarely have to put a sales cap on, if at all. The carriers for Medicare Advantage, the rate's set for brokers like us. So it doesn't matter if you pick a $0 plan or if you pick a $200 plan. We're going to get paid the same amount, so we have no reason to steer you otherwise.
And sorry, Tiff. One thing, though, with you guys is you can do Univera, Independent Health, Highmark, Aetna, you can do them all, where if you go just to a independent health seminar, they're just going to show you their stuff.
Yeah, if you go directly to the insurance carrier, they're going to show you only their products. Just to correct you a little bit, just so the listeners know, we do not represent Independent Health when it comes to Medicare plans. That's the only company. But if we determine that's what's best for you, we will tell you, here, go to this location or call this phone number. This is how you would sign up. So we wouldn't steer you away. We would still help you out. Okay.
Yeah. So you do what's best for the individual.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the way that I look at it is if you're doing what's right for every single person. If I'm not getting paid, they're probably going to refer a friend or a family member, and we could possibly get paid from that person, based off of the referral.
And has it always been like that? Independent Health would never go on board with anybody assisting with the healthcare, like a navigator?
So they do work with some brokers.
Okay.
They've chose not to work with the financial guys, and we won't get into reasons why they won't. That's a conversation not for on air.
Yeah. That's good. Well, you know what you can know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go to the phones real fast. 803-0930, 803-0930 if you got questions, but we're going to go talk to Penny. Hey, Penny, how can we help you?
Hi, I was questioning if there's any rebates on having windows installed, energy rebates or anything for taxes.
Good question.
Yep. So for windows, there is. You have until the end of the year to get them installed. Okay.
Yeah, they're installed. Yeah.
Oh, yay. So you can get up to a $600 non-refundable credit.
Okay, and we do that with our tax man?
Yes. When you get your taxes done for 2025, you tell him you bought windows, and he'll do the energy credit for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you got new doors to match your windows?
No, just the windows. That was enough.
Okay.
It was costly enough.
Yeah, they're getting very expensive. But yeah.
Very expensive, yeah.
But definitely tell your tax person, and he'll give you the $600.
Oh, okay. Okay, I wasn't sure how to. So we had asked the company that they installed them, and they didn't seem to know about any rebates. So.
Oh, well, if you ask when you get in there and he goes, I don't know, well, then you may want to make some phone calls around to see who can do that for you.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, thank you very much for the information.
Not a problem. Any Medicare questions?
Well, we went to Clarity Group the other day, my husband and I, and we looked at our options, and we still are gonna check out Independent Health because they didn't represent Independent Health. So we want to know what our options are because Clarity was very helpful, though.
Okay, good. Well, we have an expert here too, so just wanted to try to help you with something else.
Yeah, I think we probably will be changing. It looks like it. So.
Yeah, I think prescriptions are a big thrust this go around, and so I think a lot of carriers are changing what prescriptions they'll allow and cover, and so that's really important when they I know the nice thing is when you sit down with the health navigator is they take an inventory of all your health issues and medications that you're on, and they take that into consideration.
Yeah, and doctors too. Make sure your doctors bear with.
Yeah, doctors are very important this year, Penny. There's been a lot of changes, obviously, with the news about Roswell.
And then as soon as Penny hangs up, I'm going to ask a question to Brian. So good job. Good luck, Penny. If you have any other questions, give us a call.
Okay,
the
thank
office
you very
number is
much.
632-7886.
Enjoy your new windows.
So Brian, sort of, if you can't answer this, I drive around and I keep hearing the Roswell Park, how Independent Health is not going to be allowing them to be covered under their plan. Is that anything you could talk on, or you can't really talk about it?
Yeah, it was shocking news when it came down that Independent Health their HMO plans were no longer going to be in network with Roswell. And then just a few days after that, we find out that Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield's no longer going to be in network with their HMO plans for Roswell.
Yeah.
That's crazy because Highmark last year stepped away from Buffalo Medical Group.
Just the primary doctors at Buffalo Medical Group, but that's still a huge deal. I don't know the number of primary doctors at Buffalo Medical Group, but it's a lot.
And then also Blue Cross Blue Shield also stopped some of the anticoagulant medications. They stopped covering or giving as much coverage for those too.
Yeah, I know the insurance carriers have really cracked down on what medications, whether it's a generic, whether it's a brand name, on what they're going to be covering.
Right.
It's the pharmaceutical companies they've cracked down because of the cap on the medications that was introduced last year under the Inflation Reduction Act.
Yeah.
So it's a trickle-down effect for sure.
Yeah, it's really, really important. I think we're going to go to a break, and we'll talk to you at the other side. Our number is 803-0930. Again, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone.
That's right. We are family, everybody. All our listeners out there, everybody out there. That's why we are doing our special series continue today with Brian from the Financial Guys for health insurance, because that is a big life change. A big life event is your health insurance. You could get in so much trouble if you just forget about it and stay with the same program. You got to be careful. So if you have questions, whether taxes or health insurance related, please give us a call in studio, 716-803-0930. You can text them in to 716-803-0930 as well. But you know what's so funny? I know we were talking before the show, but me and my wife, we went and saw Tron last night, the new Tron. And it gets you thinking about AI.
Yeah.
And how, because that's what it was basically about, was AI. And I'm going, because it was about the good and bad AI battling each other to who's going to control it, you know? Well, it almost seems like if you let AI run our health insurance, those people who are sick may not be around very much longer. I hate to say that.
Yeah, and this year is especially important to review your plan because between a couple of the insurance companies that have discontinued plans, there's about 70,000 people in Western New York who can be left without coverage if they don't actively go out and make a change.
Yeah. And I don't want to get political, but this has nothing to do with the big, beautiful bill. Right?
No, I'm not going to put the blame on one specific party or this president's fault or that president's. It's a mixture of everyone. It's the government, it's the pharmaceutical companies, it's the insurance carriers, the doctors, the hospitals. Everyone plays a role in it, and we're just feeling the effects of it now from things that have been transpiring over the past 5 to 8 years.
Yeah. Maybe.
So what does that mean, that they could be left with no coverage, like their plans are just dismantling? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so if you have ABC insurance and you're on a specific plan, there was a few of them spread out over a few different insurance carriers that discontinued their plans. Highmark, Independent Health, discontinued a bunch of plans, which is, again, going to leave roughly 70,000 people. If they don't actively make a change, they just revert back to original Medicare. So they only have
instead
Part
of Advantage.
Yeah, so they have Part A and Part B, but that doesn't leave you with any prescription coverage. And if you go longer than 63 days without prescription coverage, that's when penalties start coming into play, and those are lifetime penalties. So it's a big deal this year for sure.
And so I'm sure they're getting letters and notifications and things like that, right?
Yeah, the biggest problem with that is that the insurance carriers wait till the last minute because they don't have to send it out until September 30th. So most people aren't getting them until the beginning of October. And also at that time, you're being bombarded by every insurance company wanting their business, every broker sending out their information. So you're stuck with a pile of mail, yay high. And some people don't dig through all that or look through it. They're like, oh, I love my, Highmark plan, or I love my Independent Health plan. Yeah. So they don't bother opening it. So a lot of people aren't even aware of it at this point.
Before we go to Tony, will they still have the 90-day, oops, I picked the wrong plan?
Yeah, so for people that plans are being discontinued, you do not have to follow by the December 7th deadline. You're actually granted until December 31st. But you do want to make a plan choice, and if you do make a mistake on that plan choice, you do have the first quarter of each year, and that's the actual open enrollment.
Okay, perfect. And let's go to Tony in Cheektowaga. Hey, Tony, how can we help you?
Okay, I'm going to talk about unemployment.
Sure.
I retired. I'm 78 years old, and I needed some extra income, so I got a job as a electrician, and it was supposed to be a full time, but it ended up. I ended up making close to 19 grand in less than 6 months, and I wondered if I qualified for unemployment.
Well, unemployment goes by quarters. So they take your highest quarter, and that has to be more than 50% of your, or it has to be equivalent to the previous 3 quarters. And then there's this huge math calculation. It can't hurt to try to call unemployment. They laid you off? Or did you quit?
No, I was laid off.
Okay, well, then
Lack of work.
Yeah, then you might be eligible for it. Definitely give unemployment. It's probably all online. You can try over the phone, but I definitely give it a try. I mean, even if they give you an extra $200 a week for 26 weeks, that's a lot of money for you.
Yeah, I understand that they raised the highest to $800 some dollars. Does that back up to the lower people?
Well, it all depends on the wages you made.
Yeah, so you wouldn't qualify.
I would say no to you, but I mean, like I said, even if you get $100, $200, that's still money in your pocket.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Good
so
luck.
you can either call a number to sign up for unemployment, or you could do it all online. And really good idea. You should absolutely do it. No harm, no foul, right?
Right, exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. And we'll go to Ray from Buffalo. Hey, Ray.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for the sunny day. Questions, one tax, one Medicare. I'll go with the tax question. I had my roof replaced, and I had skylights put in. And I wonder if the skylights could qualify for the energy tax credit. And if they do, how do I separate the price of the tax of the window or the skylights from the entire roof project?
Yeah, well, skylights do because they're windows. You got to make sure they were high energy efficient. And if they would, I would just call the installer and have them break it down. The roof was this, and the skylights were this.
Alrighty, I'll do that. This is my Medicare question. You know, I'm retired from New York State. My wife is retired as a Buffalo teacher. Do we have any benefit by calling, the financial guys to see if we can do anything better for our Medicare supplements and programs?
I wouldn't, excuse me, I would not leave either of those. I don't know who carries the insurance or if you each have your own, but I would not leave a Buffalo school retiree plan nor New York State. My mom has a retiree plan through New York State, and I keep telling her mom, because she always calls after she sees a TV commercial asking if she gets that. And the big advantage for you guys is you guys are typically more well protected in catastrophic situations. And if you leave those plans, you can never go back on.
Oh, so the answer is no.
No,
it won't do any good to give them a buzz.
No. Yeah, I appreciate it though. Thanks, Ray.
But my other question is, Ben Mike Speranza guy, do you still throw the football in your office and hit things and people or something like that? It could be kind of dangerous to everybody. I have my car and homeowners insurance. One day they're tossing the football around. So what's going on here?
Yeah, they're always messing around in that department.
All righty. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful office.
That's a big thing is when you have that good health insurance through the state. Yeah. Don't come off of it, because I know I've had a couple clients walk into Chris Moody's office, and he loves to sit down with them, but he'll tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I've even thought about making a career change just so I can have the good insurance when I retire.
And then I didn't know once you go off of it, you can never go back again.
Yeah, usually that once you leave the plan, they say no, you can't come back on. Some places will give you a grace period, a window to jump back on, but it's not worth the risk.
Yeah. So give us a call here, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on your cell. Text your questions in, 716-803-0930. Get your free tax questions answered, get your Medicare questions answered, or even if you're under 65, that open enrollment starting soon for the following year. I know those plans aren't out yet, but start preparing. It's never too early to prepare.
Everyone's seen the proposed rates, 18, 20, 25% increase. But, yeah, they're not official yet. But we're expecting those to skyrocket like everything else.
That's crazy. Didn't insurances, didn't they have to go to the government first with what they were proposing, and the government would say no?
So they do. They have to send everything into the state, and then the state will, give a thumbs up or a thumbs down or come back with what they're allowing them to increase. Most insurance companies requested up to 30% increase, and they're not going to get that amount. But again, like the past 3 or 4 years we've seen, it's probably going to be an increase of anywhere from 16 to 22%. And that's with all the insurance carriers across the board. It's not just one in particular.
Wow. So that nice inflation check people are getting right now is going to help pay for the extra health insurance cost.
Yeah. Well, geez.
But you can qualify for a subsidy through New York State of Health Marketplace, which we can assist with that as well. There's always that option, and that's based on household size and income.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think under the new big, beautiful bill for Medicaid, if you're able-bodied, you have to go work or go look for work, and I think things like that, initiatives like that are trying to, make sure that the federal government isn't in the black.
Yeah, the biggest
in
change,
the red.
The biggest change we're seeing
red.
Is as of July of 2026, we're expected to see about 450,000 people affected by the essential plan changes.
Wow.
So that's been, big news as well, where, those income guidelines are changing. So
Gosh.
Yeah, but, one thing, we do taxes, you do health insurance, and, I know a lot of people, I got to go work. But if you're a single parent and you make $20,000 a year and you have 3 young kids in your house, you're walking away with a refund of $15,000. So you made $20,000 extra than you had before. You have $15,000 now of a refund. That's $35,000 in your house, and you get the same benefits.
yeah. Yep.
So there's no problem. I don't see a problem with that. But Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian.
What you mean is if you don't go get a job, you don't get the earned income credit, you don't get the child tax credit, things like that. Is that what you're referring to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Chris Fabian and Tiffany Fabian here from EG Tax, Brian Faraci from the Financial Guys Health Insurance Network. We'll be back on the other side of the news. That's right. Family's important to us here at EG Tax. We love helping people, whether you're our clients or not. We love you guys, and we want to help you. So give us a call here in studio, 716-803-0930, 716-803-0930, star 930 on your cell phone. And going back to, because we got Brian here, Faraci from the health insurance, from the Financial Guys. Let's talk health insurance a little. I know we already said, if you have cancer, you may not want independent health or Highmark, because they're pulling away from Roswell. Is there any other big things like prescriptions? Do you know how?
There's been a huge change in the market for prescriptions. And again, this leads back to last year with the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed. Last year, or I shouldn't say last year, this year in 2025, the maximum out of pocket for an individual on Medicare was $2,000 would be the most they would spend on covered prescription drugs. That's already gone up. That's going to be $2,100 going into 2026. So not a huge increase, but again, it's $100 additional that you may have to pay in prescription drugs. And the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance carriers have the drug formularies have changed. And as we mentioned last segment with the insurance carriers, changing the formulary, that you're going to see a lot of increases on some of the generics versus the brand name drugs, because the carriers don't want to cover this specific brand name. So they're going to say, okay, if you want this covered, you have to go to the generic drug in order to cut down cost on, both sides.
Yeah. I mean, and prescriptions is very important for people because a lot of people are on it. And
we're seeing for people that take brand name medications, or even some of the generics are falling into a tier 2 where there's been a drug deductible added. And a drug deductible meaning that the insurance carrier is not going to pay towards that prescription until you meet your deductible, and those can go as high as $615 a year this year.
Wow.
So we're seeing a lot of people having to dish out that first $615 estimated in the month of January. So, right after the holidays, big chunk of change that these seniors can be hit with.
Yeah. And is Epic still around?
Epic is still around. It's a wonderful program. If you qualify for Epic, if you're single, filing taxes single, under $75,000. If you're married, filing jointly, under $100,000 of income, it's a free program for those type of people. So it's a no-brainer. If you qualify, you should do an application.
And then is Erie County and Niagara County, they're still going to have the Medicare reimbursement program. If you're a lower income person, probably they're still going to have those programs where they'll actually subsidize the Medicare costs for you that come out of your Social Security every month.
Yep, there's several different programs. There's the Medicare Savings Program. There's Extra Help, along with Epic that can all assist with paying some of the premiums or all your premiums for Part B.
That's wonderful.
So, and this is all stuff that we could help with. We don't charge to do it, but we'll help you with the paperwork if we need to. We'll help you get it faxed into the county or Social Security, wherever it needs to go.
That's
the state.
awesome.
Okay.
What a great service.
Yeah, unbelievable service. And
Well, a lot of people don't even know. Again, it's one of those things that they get sent in the mail if they qualify, and they may disregard it, thinking it's a scam or it can't be true.
One of my patients, one of my clients brought me flowers this year because I told him about the program, and it helped him. He's a lower income person, and it also helped him with his drug cost, he said, and he's on really expensive drugs. And so by being in that program, it also brought down his drug prices.
Yeah, Epic can bring your drugs down to, as low as $3, and it's a great program, and especially for those people that qualify for the free portion.
Okay. And we're going to go to Jeff from Lancaster. Hi, Jeff.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, quick question. I know I'm outside the listening area, but was wondering, does financial guys work with people like me in Pennsylvania, or does it just have to be a Western New York situation?
Nope, we do. I have Phil, who's my agent in Rochester, and most of his family's from Pennsylvania, so he is licensed there, and he knows those plans very well. So, yes, we can help
So
with
I would
that.
just reach out to...
Call the financial guy's office, 716-633-1331. Explain your situation, and they'll get you set up to talk to Phil.
It's so funny.
Okay.
Your voice sounds like Brian. I feel like you're Brian's brother.
No. And I had one other quick question. In reference to tax credits on windows, besides telling my accountant, and I wish I was in Western New York, I'm a big Bills fan, but how would it, do I have to show the high energy? Is there anything I show him, or is that just tell him what I spent on?
That would
windows?
only be in the event of an audit where the IRS would ask you for it.
Yep. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thanks,
You
Jeff.
too.
You too.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Yeah, they're not going to lose this week.
It's so funny. My daughter has gone to watch a Steelers game too, and she says the stadium is great. Lots of fun.
Yeah. But
Well, we got the Sabres game on in front of us, and they're winning, so this might
don't
be what?
jinx it.
2 in a row, 2 wins in a row.
2 wins in a row. Yes. We got a text in about federal employees. It looks like I'm a federal annuitant, 71, with Medicare A and B with Fed Blue Basic Self Plus. One to cover my spouse, who will be 65 next year. When she converts to Medicare, should we explore our Advantage plan or stick with Fed Blue as our secondary to maintain the prescription coverage?
Yeah, pretty easy. I would stay with the federal program. I wouldn't leave there again. Same reason. If you leave, you can't go back on that program. And the benefits are typically richer. You're usually more well protected, even though you might pay a few dollars more than, if you went on the open market.
There you go. So that leaves off, 50% of the market that do New York and work for the federal or more, right? I mean, there's a big chunk of people that are retired that were New York State or municipality or federal employees. Yeah, but there's a lot of people who are not, and so there's a lot of questions in the near future that they have to answer pretty quickly, And what were you going to say, Chris? I'm sorry for stepping on you.
Oh, no. I mean, it is. You got to, I mean, if you have the best plan out there, you don't want to ever get rid of it.
No, you don't want to shake it up. And we've seen people get switched off those plans in the past and then, catastrophic health situation. And now, their out-of-pocket expenses have skyrocketed compared to if they stayed on the federal plan or the state plan.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they would ever, because I know with Medicare, the cost of Medicare depends on your income with
Yes.
IRMA.
Yep.
But do you ever think they would do that with prescriptions? I know Epic is there to help people under 100,000, but maybe would they ever do a tier system? If your income's from 100 to 200, this is the most you would pay, 200 to 300.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I've thought about when it comes to Medicare and health insurance in general that would make sense, but it seems too easy that it should have already been done. So I wouldn't know the reasoning, why they don't do certain things.
Yeah.
I've always been a firm believer that there shouldn't be a 50-day window or so to switch your Medicare plan. It should be based off your birth month. So if you were born in November, your renewal should be in November.
Yeah,
It would make things a lot easier, and then, people aren't scrambling in a short window to try to get new coverage or have their plan reviewed.
Right, a month and a half to cover how many people are on Medicare?
Well, I mean, we're just in Western New York. We have 70,000 people losing coverage, potentially.
Yeah.
So, that alone.
Crazy.
And this isn't happening just in Western New York. This is happening nationwide.
Yeah.
The Rochester market has taken a worse hit than Western New York when it comes to plans being discontinued and doctors dropping out. Thankfully, the hospital network is still, really strong there with University of Rochester and Strong. But, the stuff going on with Roswell is a big hit in this community.
Yeah.
I think, that falls into the catastrophic category. And so it's really important, unfortunately, the older you get, the more catastrophic issues you have. And so that's really important that those plans don't cut people off at the knees,
As of today, there's only 2 insurance companies that have HMO plans that are going to be accepted at Roswell. So it's very slim pickings out there if that's a facility that, you would want to use or you currently use.
Oh, my God, yeah. That's really, really, really sad. Really sad. And you hate to think about the bottom dollar, but I think when somebody does their media, Candace Owens is talking about it, and she is frank, and she says it all relates to the financial pattern and the bottom line, and so that can be sad but true, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it comes down to how much money a company is making or losing in order to give people the coverage that they need at a certain location.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. Money should not be involved in people's health care and making those types of decisions.
Yeah, and then it's almost like I feel like those health companies are trying to weed out the people that are less needy for healthcare needs. And
we do see it where it seems like some of these carriers may be trying to get the unhealthy people off of their plans and bring their risk tolerance down. And again, it's unfortunate that we live in a world like that where companies do business that way.
Yeah, and then after COVID, I feel like there's been it's a different animal for healthcare, and so there's a lot of complexities.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go back to the phones, and we're going to talk to Tom from Wheatfield. Hey, Tom.
How you doing, guys? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, I got a couple questions for you. Real quick, I want to get through this pretty quick, but I retired at age 62 in August, and I got my first check last week.
Congratulations.
Direct deposit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I was making $80,000 a year, so I got the maximum. And I know the 2.7% increase is on hold because of the government shutdown, which I don't know when I even qualify for that, if I do. But anyways, and I Googled this, so I hope the heck it's true. I went from May going forward. I've worked 44 years, okay, and I had a second job, which after I got released from my other position, which I'm not going to say the company, but it was not fair. I think it was age related, to be honest with you. But anyways, I went 15 weeks from May up until 2 weeks ago, before I got all back pay from unemployment. There's something screwed up with my Social Security where someone tried to do something with it during COVID. All right, that's what I heard. I had no idea what was going on. I was working, right?
Right.
And anyways, and on top of my driver's license name was spelled, 2 numbers were transposed, which didn't help. So I just got my license renewed. Everything's fine. I got my first social check, which was 15 weeks worth, and then I got my next one. I got the card, you know, and I'm sorry I did that. I wish it would I should have just done direct deposit in my account, and because you can't pay big bills if you want to do it that way. Anyways, I got the card, and the first check I got was, I know the maximum. I get the maximum because of the amount of my salary, and it was $769, which I know the normal amount, the highest amount now they raised up to $869 from $504, and I know that I think that's because of the reason is because I'm getting Social Security at the same time. They came all at once. Everything came
So
at
what
once.
was the
It's like, oh my
764?
God,
Was that your
That's his
pension?
unemployment.
It was your
Unemployment.
unemployment. Okay,
unemployment,
gotcha.
which I'm great with. I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's better than 504, and I'm just like, all right, this is cool. I can live on this. And then the thing I noticed, I'm really kind of a little bit apprehensive about, is when my income tax comes along. The last company I worked for from October to May, of October 24 to May of this year, I was doing a 1090 thing where it was like my own company. I was
Right,
working as
right.
a business development
A consultant.
Yeah.
And and I had no taxes taken out. All right.
Yep.
I got an income tax return last year, like $1,000 or something, nothing major. I know I'm going to owe a lot this year. I just got a commission check from the company I work for as a consultant for like $4,000,
Right.
and no taxes were taken out. I'm just like, okay, this is getting even better.
Might not get a refund in 25, right?
Oh no, I think I'm paying about $10,000. I was just thinking out loud. I did the math.
Okay.
That's my thoughts, anyways. But anyways,
So don't forget you're going to do a Schedule C, and you write off your work expenses like your cell phone and.
I did all that.
Okay,
I did
good.
all that.
Yeah, and your unemployment is taxable.
Right, but I don't think they're taking taxes out of it because right now I'm getting it's the once a month thing for $2,061, whatever it is right now, the max, right? No, that's not the max. That's what I am because I retired at 62, which is fine. My wife still works 47 years at top, and she's 20 hours a week. So, I mean, she's making like $20,000 a year at the most.
Right.
And my thing is, my house is paid for. It's like $700,000. I'm paying off my Audi this week, which is like.
Okay. I hate to cut you off, Tom. I'm got to put you on hold. We got to take a break. Okay, we'll put you back on right after the break. And Chris and Tiff from EG Tax. We'll talk to you in a couple minutes.
Let's try to mix it up a little bit,
Yeah,
right,
Dan
Dan?
changed it up. The Sabres did win. For those listening to us, thank you for listening. 3-0.
man.
Can you believe it? They beat the Florida Panthers, the Stanley Cup champions, 3-0. Holy
I
cow!
wasn't expecting that. That's for sure.
No, I think there were a lot of gamblers out there who probably lost money.
Few bucks.
Yeah. But let's go back and talk to Tom. Thanks,
Tom, I want to say congratulations on your retirement too. Yay!
Well, thank you so much, hon. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But
That's okay.
I mean, I've worked since I was 18 years old. You know, with those
Yeah,
nonstop.
it's hard when you go from working to not working that long.
Yeah, it's different, right?
Yep.
I guess the question I have is, this health insurance stuff is scaring me a little bit from what I'm
Right.
hearing. I go through it's a marketplace. I end up getting independent health, and I'm paying $383 a month for myself and my wife because she retired from Tops and then she went back just so Tops got rid of their pension just so she can get a pension every month. And so she went back as she was always part-time, but as a new employee, but I have to pay health insurance.
So when you do the marketplace, do you do it yourself or do you have somebody assist you?
I called a guy that I got a reference from a friend.
That's smart.
And you have them adding in your Social Security and your unemployment? Because if you don't tell them about that, you're going to be...
Oh, yeah. No,
So,
everything.
Good
Tom,
point.
I don't know when your renewal is, if it's going to be the end of the year. Depends on what type of plan you have.
Well, you know what? I lost my original job October of 2024, so that's when it would have started.
Okay.
So maybe it's this month that I'm going to be getting a renewal of October 2025, but I haven't heard enough. I texted them today after I was listening to the beginning of your show because I was starting to get frightened, and I'm just like, I'm paying $383 a month for both of us, which is reasonable. I'm getting rid of my car payment. I told you I'm paying off my Audi this week, and that's like the biggest payment I have.
But,
is
Tom, I don't mean to cut you off here. The one thing that you do have to keep in mind is that they're not looking at previous income. So your unemployment going forward, your unemployment and everything else may not be, taken into consideration looking forward. So if your wife's working part-time and you just have Social Security, there's a good chance that you guys may qualify for the Essential Plan, which would be $0 premium. That would take that $300 and some odd dollars you're paying now off the table. So if you run into any issues with your current guy, please give our office a call. Call EG Tax and talk to my employee, Chris Moody, or contact the financial guy's office, and we're more than happy to help you out.
Do you have the number right there, sir?
Our office is 716-633-1331. And I apologize, I don't know the EG Tax number off the top of my head.
716-632-7.
Because like right now, our income is obviously minuscule to compared to what I was used to making, which is fine because we were able to pay our house off, which is worth a lot of money. I don't want to sell it. We have in-ground pool. I just had to get a new liner and a new filter. That was $10,000 combined, and it's beautiful. We love our house. We're not leaving,
because the cool thing is they don't look at what your income was. You're going to look at what it is now, so it's been a significant drop.
Oh yeah, it's like 25% of what I was making, and so.
Yeah, and like Esther says, it's always you got to take action and make smart decisions. And so it's called the Essential Plan. It's something that New York does, and it's a wonderful plan. And is the coverage pretty good, Brian?
Coverage is great. I mean, you'll find a random doctor here or there that doesn't accept it, but you're going to have that with any insurance company or any insurance plan that you have.
Is that the company name, or does it go through?
No, that's the type of plan it is. Most insurance companies offer it, but it's called the Essential Plan, and then it would be administered by one of the major carriers. But I appreciate you.
Would that be like independent health or something like that? Or?
Yeah, there's a few different options to look at, and that's when we'll look at your doctors, what doctors accept it, go through that whole process. But call our office Monday morning, and someone will discuss, some of your options for you, Tom.
Guys, thanks so much, man.
I love his attitude.
Good luck. Enjoy your
Great
retirement.
attitude.
I'm trying. Thanks.
Have a good weekend, Tom.
Love his attitude.
Yes. I mean, and that's the thing. Medical, they're under 65, and so they need to plan for him for 3 more years, depending how old his wife is.
Yeah.
They may have to split it up when he turns 65.
It's a big decision that you don't really think about come retirement, or most people don't think about it. And, then they find out, the husband's going on Medicare and the spouse needs to be covered for a couple of years. They don't realize that the cost can be astronomical depending on what your income is. We're seeing platinum plans as high as $1,400, $1,500 this year, or going into 2026.
Yeah. I do got a question. I know we're coming up to the top of the hour, but I know a big thing too is when people switch from when they retire and they start collecting Social Security and go on Medicare, the HSA contributions can get dinged.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How? Because Social Security goes back 3 months, right?
I believe so, yes.
So how is somebody supposed to plan that without getting penalized, isn't it?
So you're going to break it up into, 12ths. There's 12 months. You want to break it up, and you're allowed to contribute, the maximum split up over 12 months. So if you're going on a Medicare in June, you can do, you can contribute half of the amount.
Okay.
For the maximum.
Yeah. So plan on, be proactive with your HSA contributions. If you know you're retiring in 3 months, you may want to stop your HSA contributions.
Yes, and that they advise you to do it 6 months before you decide you turn 65 and go on to Medicare. But this is why we try to get the word out and meet with people 6, 12, 18 months before they turn 65.
Right. And if your wife is younger and you're 65 and we'll say she's a teacher and your insurance is through her, you have to just notify Medicare, right? That
You'll just typically, it depends on the HSA. You'll most likely just sign up for Part A, and then it's going to be an easier transition when your wife does retire, from the school or whatever her job is.
But for Medicare purposes too, though, because we'll say he, because most teachers don't want to be sexist. Sorry out there.
You want to sign up for Part A, and then that's sitting there in the background, but you're still using your spouse's insurance.
Okay. Yeah. So that would save you $200 and some odd dollars a month.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we're expecting it to be, is over $200 next year, unfortunately. It's
wow.
about a $21 increase we're expecting.
Yeah. And like the gentleman said, 2.7% right now is the projected Social Security. So if you're making $2,000, we'll say 3%, that gives you $60. $20 is going to your health insurance. You're only making $40 extra.
Yep. Not great.
No. So a lot of planning comes into play, and especially with the health insurance changes, you really got to plan carefully.
Yeah, this is a big couple of months for people that are on Medicare and even, under 65 insurance with all the changes that are happening. So it's more important this year than ever.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say. I was like, this year is more important than ever.
Yeah, I'm hoping never to see a year like this again in my lifetime. It's scary what's happening in the insurance world right now, especially for Medicare.
Yeah, and not scary good.
No, not like the Sabres.
Yeah. But we just do a text real fast. I did not get my New York State tax rebate check, but if I do get it, is it taxable? No, the rebate checks are not taxable, and they are issuing the checks all the way through the end of November. So you got some time still to wait and see, and you should get it. It will be a check in the mail. So it's not direct deposit. And again, you had to file a 2023 return.
And that's really good news that it is not taxable, and it can help you to defer some of those electric bills or maybe those new healthcare bills and things, healthcare insurance bills and things like that, because everything is going up, right?
That's right. So Chris Fabian, Tiffany Fabian from EG Tax here. Esther will be back next week. But we're thank you, Brian, for coming in. Give your phone number one more time.
716-633-1331. Thanks for having me on today, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. So many changes, so important changes. I know Mike Lomas called me in the middle of the week, and he said, you've just got to get the word out. He said how important all the changes are that's going on in Medicare.
All right. So until next week, we'll talk to you then. If you need us during the week, 632-7886. Thanks for listening. Have a great, glorious day.